everyone, this is Stephanie Chow, owner of Poo Skiddoo, Pet Waste Removal in Asheville, North Carolina. Today I'm going to show you two things. I have a composter to my left that's full of cooked dog waste and it's starting to cool down, so I'm going to show you what we do with that. And then I have a composter to my right that's completely empty, and I'm going to show you how to start a new batch. So this composter is already full of dog waste that's been cooking for about a month. You can see I have a thermometer in there. It's a little close to 120, a little under. It used to be in the 140s, but now it's cooling down, which is good. So for this earth cube, I want to let it sit for a few more weeks. Basically, for the same amount of time that I've been adding waste to it continuously, I want to let it sit for the same amount of time. So basically, if I was adding dog waste to it continuously for 4 weeks, then I want to let it sit inside the earth cube for an additional 4 weeks. Now during that time, I'm going to have my other earth cube here, which I'm going to add new dog waste to. To start a new batch, you're going to need freshly scooped dog waste, as well as soybean meal. And I portioned it out to show you that for every bucket of dog waste, it is just going to be a little bit of soybean meal, and you can see it barely covers the bottom of the bucket. So I'm going to just take my bucket and spread it out on the bottom. And I put it more towards the back at first. And then you just take your soybean meal and you're just going to sprinkle it on. You basically just want to make sure you're covering the top layer of it. But see, it's not much at all. This is what it looks like a few more buckets in, with some more soybean meal sprinkled on top. Alright, so this is the last bucket going in. Now what's great about the soybean meal is we're only going to use it in the beginning, but it's going to be a great starter. It has that extra boost of nutrition because dog waste by itself will actually compost, but the soybean meal is going to speed up that process to make it heat up a lot faster. So I'm going to keep doing this for the next couple of visits until the pile really starts getting hot. You'll notice I didn't add any water the very first time because I'm going to wait and see how much water that dog waste I just put in is going to drain out and see if it can actually wet itself. Most likely, now that it's the summer heat, it is going to need water next time I come, but for the very first batch you don't need to add water. Alright, now we're going to go back to our other composter and see how it's doing. So you can see the top layer is really dry. That's normal, it's going to be the driest. And then as I mix it, you're again going to see that white fungus-like bacteria. And you can see a lot of it's broken down. You can still see some steam. It's still at 120 degrees right now, so still pretty hot. And so for the next couple weeks, I'm just going to be adding water and mixing it, making sure to get to the bottom. And remember, you want to mix the whole thing first to get an idea of how dry it is, because it could be more dry on top, and then as you get to the bottom, it could be more wet. So you want to see how it bounces out after you mix all of it, and then add just a little bit of water. Woo! So after a half hour of mixing my compost, this is what I got. And you'll see that I have it placed higher in the back and lower in the front, kind of like a half pyramid. And I actually didn't need to add any water this time. I think it had enough moisture in it. So next time I'll do the same thing. So this is what we have so far. It's kind of like soft baked cookies, but crumbly. And it will get darker and break down even more in the following weeks.
And remember, Poo Skiddoo, we scoop up the poo so you don't have to.